2 Chronicles 10. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only, and he's an extremely jealous El. He's so jealous that he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. Yah is short for Yahweh, Yahweh, Yod-He, Vav-He. There's no difference. It's like saying Dan, Daniel, Daniel with an E. What is the difference and does matters when people say that Phil, Bob, Sam, and Aaron are the same name, because no, they're not, and no one in their right mind would ever believe that, and only a fool would believe that a hammer could force its creator to do anything. There was no letter J in the Hebrew, Greek, or Aramaic text because the letter J is only about 600 years old, while the son of Elohim, Yehoshua, died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity over 2,000 years ago. In a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Yehoshua is Joshua, and I strongly believe that the son of Elohim's name, Yehoshua, means Yahweh is salvation. 2 Chronicles 10. And Rehoboam went to Shechem, S-H-E-K, with a line underneath of it, E-M, for all Israel had gone to Shechem to set him up to reign. And it came to be, when Jeroboam son of Nebat heard it, he was in Mitzrayim, where he had fled from the presence of Shlomo the sovereign, that Jeroboam returned from Mitzrayim. So they sent for him and called him, and Jeroboam and all Israel came and spoke to Rehoboam, saying, your father made our yoke hard, and now lighten the hard service of your father and his heavy yoke which he put on us, then we shall serve you. And he said to them, come back to me after 3 days. And the people went. Then sovereign Rehoboam consulted the elders who stood before his father Shlomo while he still lived, saying, what do you advise me to answer these people? And they spoke to him, saying, if you are good to these people, and shall please them, and speak good words to them, they shall be your servants all the days. But he ignored the advice the elders gave them, and consulted the young men who had grown up with him, who stood before him. So a bunch of other little self-titled turds. And he said to them, what advice do you give? How should we answer this people who have spoken to me, saying, listen, lighten the yoke which your father put on us? And the young men who had grown up with him spoke to him, saying, say this to the people who have spoken to you, saying, your father made our yoke heavy, but you make it lighter on us. Say this to them, my little finger is thicker than my father's wrist. And now my father put a heavy yoke on you, but I add to your yoke. My father chastised you with whips, but I with scourges. So Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam on the 3rd day, as the sovereign commanded, saying, come back to me on the 3rd day. And the sovereign answered them harshly. Thus sovereign Rehoboam ignored the advice of the elders, and spoke to them according to the advice of the young men, saying, my father made your yoke heavy, but I add to it. My father chastised you with whips, but I with scourges. So the sovereign did not listen to the people, for the turn of events was from Elohim, in order for Yahweh to establish his word, which he had spoken by the hand of Ahiyahu the Shilonite, A-H with a dot, I-Y-A-H-U. Sometimes there's no U at the end, sometimes there is a U, which changes its pronunciation. The Shilonite to Jeroboam son of Nebat. And when all Israel saw that the sovereign did not listen to them, the people answered the sovereign, saying, what portion have we in David? And we have no inheritance in the son of Yishai, Y-I-S-H-A-I, every man to your mighty ones, O Israel. Now see to your own house, O David. So all Israel went to their tents. But as for the children of Israel who dwelt in the cities of Yehuda, Rehoboam reigned over them. Then sovereign Rehoboam sent Hadoram, H-A-D with a line underneath of it, O-R-A-M, who was over the compulsory labor. And the children of Israel stoned him with stones, and he died. And sovereign Rehoboam hastily mounted his chariot to flee to Jerusalem. Thus Israel revolted against the house of David to this day. Because to this day they couldn't have been like, oh man, you're getting whipped just to do something? Let's not do that. Let's do something else. And they were like, nah, let's get an iron rod in there and beat them. To this day.
It was pretty savage.